evening, everyone. Welcome to A Cosmic Cuppa with Jude. And tonight, I'd like to introduce you to David, who is a friend of mine, and he is a master pendulum worker, I would say. So, good evening, David. How are you?
I'm good. I'll be all right if you can see my face.
Yes. So David's working on technology to see if we can get his face on screen. So David's been studying magnetic healing, Reiki, and Dowsing for over a decade. He decided to dedicate himself to energy healing and how it can best be used for our well-being as a way of helping people with their own health or the health of others. His work is always carried out on the principle that energy follows thought, inspired by the work of Raymond Grace. Everything that has ever been created started with a thought, and everything that has been created has its own vibrational energy. He lives and works in Christchurch, New Zealand. He clears non-beneficial energies from homes, properties, and people. He raises people's energy levels. The healing is in the mind, he says. If you think yourself well, you will be. Think yourself sick, and you will be. To have balance and correct polarity, we must operate at a higher energy level. Look at a person and think of them as you see them, and they will get worse. Look at a person as if they are healed, and they will get better. So as Yvonna showed you, this is the book that David wrote, For the Good of All, a handbook for healing of body, mind, and soul. And that's put out by Mimosa. And what he says about the book is it's a handbook for healing body, mind, and soul. For the Good of All is a book for our time, a time where we need a greater understanding of our bodily and emotional needs, as well as our place in a globalized world where health has become a major issue. Since the beginnings of civilization, humans have relied on and respected the earth and its bounty, understanding that the energy of nature sustains and protects us when we live in balance. The aim of this succinct handbook is to encourage us to take an active role in our own well-being by bringing together the basics of good nutrition, mindfulness, and vibrational medicine. It contains dowsing charts and radionic grids for healing, which we will get into. Yes. Easy to follow guidance on using the pendulum and how to ask questions and receive the right answers, as well as advice on healthy living and how to maintain a healthy attitude and thought patterns. Here you will find simple advice about diet and fitness, along with explorations of the more spiritual side of healing, involving auras, meridian lines, and the chakra system, our personal energy fields, ley lines, the Earth's ley lines, and the energetic signatures.
What other ones you've got?
All that exists, the vibrational makeup of material and intangible phenomena which we tap into as we douse. Everything contained in these pages has been composed, explained, and published for the good of all. So, David, are you there to speak to us?
Yes.
So, David, what was your childhood like growing up?
Oh, well, I was the oldest of five. Um, yeah, I sort of, well, the next two after me were twins. So, yeah, you sort of think, oh, well, I must have been left out a bit. But no, it wasn't that way at all. No, there was, we were brought up farming down south. And, oh, probably I was always a bit different. Funny enough, I'm the only one in the family with blue eyes, and the only one that writes right-handed out of the siblings. Yeah, but that was
So
it was normal. Yeah,
considered a wee bit different to the others.
Farming life. Yeah, yeah.
So when you say you're a bit different from the others, what do you mean by that?
Oh, well, I think I am a bit different. I still am.
In what way, David?
Just different ways. Probably not as materialistic. I'm still trying to hook into you too. So
Fabulous. We thank you. I appreciate that. We know that outcomes follow thought. That thoughts of things.
Energy follows thought. Yeah, yeah.
And what we think strongly about imprints into this reality. You spoke to me about a book entitled Mind is on My Mind. Can you tell us about that, please?
Mind is on my mind. Well, basically, it's just as they all, if you pick up anything that's talking about mind, it's telling you that your mind really controls how you what your outcome is. So if your mind is not in the right way, you're not going to be able to heal yourself, or even with your attitudes. So that the mind is the most powerful of the lot. So, as you said before, if you think a person's all right, well, they're going to get worse, or they think they're going to get well, they are going to get well. I mean, my healing is based on me looking at someone comes to me for a healing. I look at them as if they are healed. I don't look at them as if they're something wrong. And they, as long as they look back at me and they that I'm going to heal them, or they're really, what they do is they heal themselves, and that's the way the healing is done. The healing is not done by me at all. All I do is bring the energies in, or increase the energies, to be able to get the people to take these energies and use them for their own good.
Beautiful. So before we get into the amazing world of healing, let's talk about the lessons of illness and what that brings to the soul's experience. Would you like to talk about that, please?
Yes, illness really is a wake-up call. That's basically what it is. I've got there's a thing on the wall here. I'll just read it out to you. But it's for the good of all, let the mind heal the body. Think yourself as being healthy. And there's only one disease, and it's cellular malfunction. Whether it's flu, cancer, diabetes, or depression. There's only two causes. It's either deficiency or toxicity. And there's 6 ways of getting better, and it's through nutrition, toxin, psychological, physical, genetic, and medical. Sickness never happens without a cause. Now, the cause is the main thing. anybody's looking for to get well, the way to bring it back out is to find the cause. And I mean, I doused a person the other day, just as an example, and I've got a way of finding out that there was a bit of a problem when this person was 5. And I said, something happened when you were 5. And then they told me what had happened if his father had abused him when he was 5. So these things are there to be handled. Like, you've got to, once you find the cause, and then you can rectify it if you can take that, because that issue was always been playing on that person all their life.
Everything goes back to a cause.
Learn the significance of thoughts, emotions, and behavior. Mind and body are one. This is where you get miraculous healings. Thoughts and emotions trigger biochemical reactions to either enhance or damage health. So that's what we were talking about the mind before. Thoughts may be more important than the nutrients we put in our bodies. Nutrient is not an average diet. Toxin exposure is a fact of life. The trouble is when the input exceeds the processing. Physical adequate exercise, sleep, and sunlight. Genetic, not primary cause of disease. Not as bad as seems. And that's basically. Yeah. And then the other side is
David.
We'll just discuss some of that if you like.
Yeah, I've got a little bit I've written down here that's revolving around what you've been talking about, which you've done so well. So when did you first become interested in healing the body, mind, and soul from a higher perspective?
Well, I started magnetic healing. Magnetic healing is the hands over the body. And
so when did this happen, David, and what led you into that?
About 10 or 12 years ago. Oh, well, I was reasonably keen on it, and then I decided that's what I'll do. And Kathy Moore from Palmerston North was down in Christchurch, and I went there, and then I did that, and then I started working with the pendulum. But the pendulum took me about 3 months to be able to get to use it. I couldn't get a yes or a no out of it. So, when I'm teaching people how to use it, the pendulum, and teaching them the yes or no, then but the fact that I took so long to get the yes or no to get started, but once I got started, I was away. Yeah.
So I'd like us, if we can, if you get your videos sorted, are you still working on that, David?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we get into that a little bit later, if we may, can you please talk about the effects of stress on the body, the pH balance, and how we can integrate back into a healing state?
Yes, well, the first one we'd look at would be faith and fear. Now, always have faith in yourself and your abilities and other people's. And the other one is to get rid of the fear. Now, fear is a thing that keeps us down, like that stops us from using our full potential. So we've got to rid ourselves of the fear. What was the other one, Jude?
Well, I was talking about the pH balance and how we can integrate back. But interestingly, my next piece was faith is the opposite of fear. So we're both on the same wavelength there.
Well, that's in the book. Yeah, that's in the book, the faith and the fear. Yeah. So, I mean, if everybody was to get rid of all their fear and stress, the stress would go. And don't let anybody...
I think we could say that on... I think we could say that on every level, couldn't we?
Yeah,
that
yes.
Fear is the biggest killer of all.
Yeah.
Faith is the opposite of fear. Healing begins within. We know the subconscious mind follows the thoughts of the soul, and how important it is to feed the subconscious healthy imprints. Energy follows thought. Our being becomes what we feed our subconscious mind when we give it directives, positive or otherwise. How did this process become realized for you when you saw the potentials of healing beginning within?
Well, I was the person I really follow is Raymond Grace from America, and he's so natural with what he says, and it's just straight up front stuff, and there's no airs and graces about it at all. It's just, well, energy is around us everywhere, and people have got to realize that they can do something with this energy. They can use it for themselves, other people, or anything, but don't ever use it to do bad things, because that you will be affected yourself. Because any bad things, if it doesn't go to where you want it to go and it comes back at you, look out. So as long as that's why it's always for the good of all.
I think it has to be that way, David. That is just so important, isn't it? That what you give out is what you get back. It's the boomerang. It really is. And to put love into the world and love in your heart for what you do, I think, is everything.
Gosh,
so I've got a wee piece I'd like to read out by Rumi, and it is: there is a candle in your heart ready to be kindled. There is a void in your soul ready to be filled. You feel it, don't you? And that's from Rumi. So can you tell us about magnetic healing and what that entails, please?
Magnetic healing, I do Reiki too. I've gone as far as Reiki too, but I do it too. So and it's the same, and it's just taking the hand over the body and finding out where the energies, you can feel the energy that's not right. And then it's just a matter of what I do is draw it off and draw it off and draw it off, and then replace it with good energy. So
David, if I can just stop you there for a moment, please. When you say you feel the energy, so some people may not know how you do that or how you feel that. So can you please explain for some of our audience that may be new to this, probably not on our platform, but elsewhere, how do you feel the energy? What is happening for you at that time?
That you can, it's just, all it is, I mean, this is just dowsing or pendulum work. All it is practice. And once you get the plan, do the thing, like get the yes and no going right. And then after that, you practice. And what you do by practicing, you might just take the pendulum out and ask a question. And then ask a question, the answer is no. So that then that the things you're doing it right. And then once you get onto that, then you can take the pendulum down the body, like and then it'll show you a negative area. Or I'm not quite in tune as some people are, because if there's any strong energies that I want people to tell, I ask them, what's the energy here, and they tell me. So I just do it with the pendulum. So, but then you just take that energy away and replace it with good energy.
So would you say, David, that everything you do is with intent?
Always with intent.
Yeah.
Everything.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Makes absolute sense. It used the highest integrity and with intent.
Yeah.
And thinking makes it so is one of the oldest sayings, isn't it? Thinking makes it so.
Yeah.
Yeah. You spoke about moving into the realm of psychic healing. Would you talk about this, please? How to build up psychic healing capacity and the benefits of treating the whole body in this way.
Well, the funny thing, like, if you're doing this work, you have guides, you have angels and dragons. And when you start off, and like you learn, oh, how many dragons have I got? Oh no, we'll just do the angels but anyway, how many dragons have I got? You might have 6 or 7 or something. And then just by talking to them and with them, like to yourself, we would go out into the forest and yell at them and talk out loud to them if you like, but just doing it to yourself, then you build them up, and they're really the ones that help you, because all you're doing is asking for the divine spirit to bring it through. And when you bring it through, you bring it through your crown chakra, and you're taking it out through either your throat chakra or your heart. Don't go any lower than that to send energy out, because sometimes you get bad energy back from the person that's not the best. And then that energy sticks with you, and that comes through the solar plex and the sacral. So when you're doing this work, do it through the throat chakra or the heart chakra.
That's very good advice, David. What about the pineal gland? Do you use the third eye to do that as well?
No, I haven't used the third eye. I just used the third eye if I went sort of, shut the eyes and. No, I don't use the third eye. Yeah.
Can you talk about the dragons? I find this fascinating. I heard the other day that everyone's got at least one dragon, these beautiful dragon energies.
Yeah.
In a good sense.
Good sense.
And we know that there are more than one kind of dragon. But could you like to tell us a little bit about the dragon energies, please, and what they represent and how they work with us? What is their role?
Well, what their role is just to help you. They're there to help you. Nothing angel or dragon, good ones, will not help you unless you ask them. So unless you're talking to them, they won't come in. But once you talk to them, they'll come, build up and build up and build up, build up. I had one the other day. I thought, oh, I'll just test this. I'll just see if I can lend some of my angels to someone else. So I just asked the divine spirit, and oh yes, that was all right. So yeah, so I lent this person them. That's about. Oh, I lent it till Friday last week. I lent them, but anyway, I said to them, I said, if you treat them right, they mightn't come back, and they haven't come back. So because I just check up to see how many angels they've got.
Well, maybe you've got some others in line. I'm sure you have.
I've still got a few. Yeah. But I thought, well, I'll just try this trick. Yeah.
David, how is the dragon energy different from the angelic? How does it feel different?
It's probably. I don't know I don't know what it feels. I think they all come at the same time. I just know they're there, and I just talk to them, and all I ask for is the divine spirit. That's basically what I ask for, and they stay around. Yeah,
that's beautiful.
But you do need them to help you with your healing work. So.
That's beautiful. So can you talk about building up the psychic healing capacity and the benefits of treating the whole body? So do you use your angelics and the dragons to do that, or do you use something else?
No, I just use it. All I do is just bring energy through, actually, to really, if you talk about dragons and angels, you sort of, talk about psychic healing. Psychic healing is quite easy, really. It's just a matter of just a matter of what I said before. You see the person is healed, and and that's it. You just heal them. So,
beautiful, David.
But it's just, I think, you read books about psychic, and I mean, I've got half a garage full of books here, but on all sorts of stuff. That's another thing I've done, is picked up hundreds of books, and yeah. But
as you do when you're on this path, I think we've often all done a heap of reading, haven't we?
Yeah. And then, like, once if you've been reading a whole lot of books, in the end you'll pick up a book and you'll open the book up the page you want, and that's yeah.
What I've found lately, David, which is quite interesting, is a high vibe book. If I read it at the moment, I'm seeing ultraviolet in the middle of the pages.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's something I've only just noticed recently. There's this ultraviolet light coming out of, like, the spine when the pages are open.
Yeah.
And I'm going, am I really seeing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
really interesting.
Yeah, I think like at the moment I'm looking at color. Color is another one that, like, the chakra colors, and like you can wrap a color around a bottle and fill it with water and put it out in the sun and energize it with that color, like that. But you're using all the colors, and then just, well, if you were dowsing, you could find out which one you should be taking. And but even if you just took different colors, because it's I think that's as good a thing to do as any, like, a person, even if a person's just wearing, say they find out that orange is their color, well, even if they're wearing something underneath, their underwear or something is the color of orange, that helps. And, yeah.
Absolutely. And talking about water, isn't water amazing? That it holds so much information, that it passes on information. It's such an information field, and what you put to it, it takes on the properties of, and how important it is to put love and healing and blessing into the water that you ingest. And quite fascinating, you talking about wrapping color around it. That's a brilliant idea, because
you get a bit of coloured plastic or something and wrap it around the bottle, or you get a blue bottle or a green bottle or a red bottle or whatever. Yeah, that's.
And so, would that be relating to the chakra colours, David?
Yes. Yeah.
So the next thing, funnily enough, is, can you speak about the aura, chakra system and meridian lines? It's funny how you're answering the questions just before I get to them. This often happens with my guests. It's quite funny.
Yeah.
And how that pertains to the potential to heal. So that's the aura, chakra system and meridian lines, if you'd like to talk about that.
Well, the first pity this thing wasn't working, because I would show you, when I do healing work, the first thing I do is put them on the blockage. And that's I've got a graph here that's set up for a blockage. It's from Sanjevani. If it's an Indian free site, you can just go to it, and it's got all the healings you want. So
are you able to get your video going, David, on this other
computer,
or is that not working?
I've just got to try and sign it. I think what's happened is I have never signed in a Zoom on it.
Oh, okay.
That's I think that's my problem.
No problem. Can you please spell out, because I know you can't get into the chat probably, can you please spell out the name of that person?
San, S-A-N, and then Jeevini.
Thank you. Would you like to discuss the importance of good nutrition and overall fitness and the benefits of fasting?
Well, they're all good for you. I wouldn't, nutrition, I wouldn't really go overboard unless you're eating terrible stuff. But it was funny, I was at a meeting one morning and this lady got a meal and she blessed it. And then, of course, with the dowsing, I was able to go, like when the meal was cooked, I could tell what the energy levels of the meal was. And then she blessed it. And then I checked how she blessed after she blessed. And it was the value of the energy value of the meal doubled just by
Wow.
And this was, I mean, this was prepared by like in a healthy kitchen too. So
That's amazing.
yeah, because that, I mean,
And it shows how blessing.
Yeah.
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 It shows how blessing your food too, doesn't it, David?
Yes. I don't say I don't, but I think if you had to, or by mistake ended up in a fast food outlet, I think you would be able to, if you blessed it, you would get some energy value out of it.
I think if that's the way you want to go, I personally don't like fast food outlets because of
I know,
their
but I'm
setup.
I'm just using that as an example. Yeah.
Sure.
Now,
it's such a shame
what was the other one?
We can't see diet and overall fitness and the benefits of fasting.
Fitness is either just going for a bike ride or walking. Basically, just make sure you get it in. Yeah. Do those at some part. Just to any type of fitness. You don't need to go over the top on any of this. And what was the last?
True.
What? Oh, gee. What was the last one?
That was
Jude?
The benefits of fasting.
Fasting, yeah. Well, what I do sometimes. I just finish at 8 o'clock at night and don't start eating till after 12 the next day. And that's as good a fast.
It's really interesting. Yes, absolutely. I have a nutritionist friend who said breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but it doesn't matter when you start it. And I thought that was great because I never used to feel hungry till about 10:30, 11 in the morning.
Yeah.
So, and now sometimes it's not till 11 or 12. So it's quite interesting. So dowsing with a pendulum. We know everything has its vibrational energy signature, and that energy follows thought.
Yeah.
I would love to talk about dowsing and radionics, but firstly, can we discuss dowsing with a pendulum?
Yeah.
What it can do, and how you set a program to use it. Now, I know we can't see you, but can you talk us through? A lot of people that are our guests here tonight have pendulums in hand, David.
Yeah, good.
Is there any way that you can talk them through what you do?
Yes. First of all, what I was going to do tonight was set up at the start was I've always said that you can use blue tack and dental floss to douse. So
What was the first thing? I missed that. What was the other thing? Dental floss and what?
Blue tack.
Blue tack.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So I've set one up here. I've never done it myself, but I'm just going to try it now. So Pendulum, please give me a yes. Oh, straight into it. Pendulum, please give me a no. First of all, I would say that if you're going to be dowsing, is to get you want to know your yes or your no, and your no. Sorry, you want to know both of them. So first of all, you would get. What I do is I get my pendulum swinging in the clockwise direction. This is I'm going to program it, because you program it just like a computer. So you're programming the pendulum.
Do you want to tell people where to put their feet as well for grounding?
Yeah, don't cross them or your hands. Keep them on the ground. So just moving the pendulum in the clockwise direction and just say, pendulum, this is my yes. Pendulum, this is my yes. Pendulum, this is my yes. Now you stop the pendulum, and then what you do, you're just swinging it backwards and forwards in front of your body, because you get a quicker reaction from the pendulum when you ask a question. So then you say, pendulum, give me a yes. And then it may go into the clockwise, or it may not do anything. But that's how you, and then if it doesn't do anything, then you just swing it in the clockwise again and do the same thing. Pendulum, this is my yes. Pendulum, this is my yes. Pendulum, this is my yes. And then when you've done that, you then go into the anti-clockwise and do the same with the no. Pendulum, this is my no. Pendulum, this is my no. Pendulum, this is my no. And then stop and say, pendulum, give me a no.
I've got to tell everyone that I had David around to my place before Christmas with a whole room full of friends with their pendulums. And it almost moved me to tears seeing everyone concentrating so hard on their pendulums, swinging like little helicopter blades, going round and round and round. It was an amazing afternoon, and David was so gracious with what he showed us and what he can do, and all the bits he bought to share with everyone. It was a great afternoon, and I'm thinking of maybe David and I can get together again this year and do another one, because and a lot of my friends couldn't come because my house is only so big. I think we had about 11 or 12 people here.
Yeah, that's
right.
It
was a lot of fun, wasn't it, David?
Yeah. You know, from back, please. I've got to subscribe to this thing.
Personally, myself, for a yes, I have it going straight backwards away from me and toward me for a yes, and I do sideways for a no. But whichever way you program it is the one that it should do, as we command.
No, we don't command anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first thing you do is you don't use the front part of your head, because if you're commanding the pendulum to give you an answer, it could be the wrong one.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about the answers.
Sorry.
I'm just talking about programming.
Yeah.
We've got to be in neutral when we ask the question, don't we, David?
Yes.
Yeah, because otherwise you could influence it. So you ask your question and you get into neutral, and it's like we're a radio, we're a transmitter receiver. And so that's what we can do. we transmit and we receive as long as we're grounded with our feet and we're connected to our divine higher self. And these things work amazingly. So you got anything else you want to talk about with that, David?
Well, it's just a matter, once you get the yes and no, it's a matter of just working up from there. If people got a pencil and paper, I'll give you a book too. This is a PDF on the internet, and it's by Raymond Grace. I just put it in techniques that work for me. I don't know. No.
Andy's just asking, does your arm have to be suspended, or is it okay to have your elbow on the table? I find to have your elbow on the table works best, and I hold the pendulum between my thumb and forefinger perpendicular to the table, with the cord coming down, the pendulum coming down from it. Oh, that's lovely. Yvonne, thank you.
The other thing is, don't have your left hand touching, say if you're right-handed with a pendulum, don't have the left hand touching your right elbow or your right hand, because that cuts the circuit off.
Yeah. David, Andy's asking, does it have to be directly in front or can it be to the side?
It can be to the side, but it's best directly in front, because if you were to hold your pendulum over your right knee and just didn't say anything, you would find that it would go into either the anti-clockwise or clockwise. And then if you took it to your left knee, you would do the opposite. And the best place to actually do the work is in between the two of them, two knees.
Thank you, David. Before I go on, does anyone have any more questions to put in the chat or ask about what we've been talking about? Ray's asking about colours. Ray, what do you mean by colours? Oh, which colour can we wear when we have pain? I beg your pardon, Ray.
No, it's fine.
Ray, whereabouts, if we may ask, is the pain?
Yeah, so it depends. Like if we have pain in our hand, so for instance, hand, leg, or different people have different type of pain. So is there any specific things we should be wearing sort of color? Because as David, you're suggesting that even you wear any sort of color wherever it still affects. So any connection with any sort of pain and specific colors?
David, would you like to answer that?
For me. Well, what you would do is look for the chakra that needed the healing. And then the color of that chakra would be the colors that you would probably wear. You can make up a graph with each color. There's about 7 of them, isn't there? Yeah. So you make up a graph with each color, and then once you've done it, you once you've made it the graph, you can say which color am I negative in, and it will go to it. And say it's orange, and then you've got red on one side and yellow on the other. Then you would go, oh, I think it's orange. So then you go, is it red or is it yellow? And if is it red? No. Is it yellow? No. Is it orange? Yes. Then that's because you're always checking up. You're always checking yourself to make sure that, because it's like counting. If you want to find out a number of something, you would go up, say, 40 or more. It would be yes, and then you go 50 or more and said no, and then you go back to 45 and it says yes, then you go back from 49, 48, 47, 46, and you'll get the number in there somehow. So it's basically doing the same thing. But when you make up a graph, always have at the far right-hand bottom of it, other. Because if you don't have other, it's not going to tell you anything but at least with other, it's the pendulum's then got a place to go to
Can you explain what you mean by other? Is that talking about colours out of our visible frequency range?
No. What other means is you've got to look somewhere else for the
I gotcha. Yeah, I gotcha. Thank you, David. Good thinking. Also remembering that the red particularly is a colour of bringing more in, so it could bring in more heat, where the cooling colours are the blues and the greens. So I guess you can use a pendulum for just about anything really, can't you?
Oh, you can, yeah. And you always have one with you, always.
You spoke of being able to tell the life force of a baby at conception and about what age something major happened to a person as the little boy age of 5 that you were talking about.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, can you show us how to do this? But of course you can't. But can you talk about that, please, David?
Well, I talk about, well, I can really. I call it the life force. I'm not sure that that's quite the right word, but that's what I call it. And I say, is this person's life force 100%? And then if it says no, then I go back to conception. And I say, is this person's life force 100%? And then if it says no, that means there's something in a past life that is affecting this life. And this is how we're looking for the cause.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so I go back 1 past life ago, 2 past lives ago, 3 past lives ago, and it says, yes, it was 100% then. So then, I mean, it's quite a simple thing to do. All you're doing is bringing it forward from 3 past lives ago to the present day. And then you do that, and then you check out, their life force at present day now. And then you get, oh yes, oh, that must have happened. So
one of my other friends was in hospital when David and I last had a chat together. And this gentleman obviously wasn't well. That's why he was in hospital. And we checked out with his higher self if we could raise his frequency and help his healing. And using the number system that David's been talking about, we actually raised his frequency so that his healing would improve more quickly. And he's now out of hospital. I'm saying that probably would happen anyway, but I think we certainly helped in his recovery, which is really, really cool. So it can be used through time and space. It can be used at a distance, no matter how near or how far. Maybe you'd like to talk about that. Talking about quantum healing, really, isn't it?
Well, the funny thing when I do this work, it's not very often I find out what's happened. So, but it's like the person says, you say to the person that comes to you, and they say, "Oh, how did you know about me?" And I saw so and so told me. Oh yeah, and then you think, oh yeah, nobody's told me. Yeah.
David, sorry, what were you going to say?
Like the distant healing thing. That's the one I quite like.
Yeah.
Sending people, text me and
can you
whatnot, and then
see?
I just send them healing.
Can you see
Sorry?
everyone on the screen?
No, I don't know. No,
No.
I can't see any screen here.
Okay. My next question was, would you like to take a guest in the audience, as we talked about, to show what can be achieved for healing?
Yeah,
Are you able to do that without seeing anyone?
Yeah. This is. I mean, I can't see anybody. All I want is the first name. That's all.
Is there anyone that would like to have this done for themselves with David? If you do, please raise your hand, as in the yellow hand. Well, we had Susan with her name up first. Welcome, Susan. Thank you.
Right.
So we have Susan here, David.
Yeah.
Is that enough for you to work with?
That's all. Yes. Thank you.
Thank
See,
you.
the contact's been set up between myself, yourself, and Susan. That's how the contact is. So Susan's energy vibration levels 30,000 or more, 20,000 or more, 25, 24, 23, 22. That's the first thing. That where we were talking about the raising that guy's energy vibration levels just before.
Yes.
But before I do that, I'm just going to put Susan on the blockages, as I talked about before. And remove the blockages. That's what I'm doing. And I just let it go. I mean, I can hold my pendulum over it.
So what you're doing is removing any blockages that Susan has in or
and
around her body.
The pendulum is being quite vigorous doing this too. So
great. That's wonderful.
Now I'm going to. That just goes till the pendulum stops. Now Susan's getting energy, a blast of energy. And this is from a different, it's a rosette that I've made up. If you have a look in the back of the book, you'll see rosettes, but this is a different one. It's a lot more powerful than the ones that are in the book.
These are some of the pictures that he has that we put little pots on that we're going to talk about a wee bit later.
Now I'll put Susan back on the blockages.
Some more diagrams.
And now I'm increasing her energy vibration levels.
Susan, are you feeling anything at all? And it doesn't matter if you're not.
I was having trouble staying awake before. I was sort of trying to nodding off, and whether it's because I'm focused more now, I'm certainly feeling more awake.
That's lovely.
Yeah, just relax. Don't get too. Just relax, and it'll come in easier. Susan's energy vibration levels 40,000 or more, 50,000 or more, 45,000 or more. This is how I'm checking. 45, 44, 43. You've just about doubled it.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you.
All right.
Fantastic.
I mean, what I want you to is 30,000. If you're at 30,000, I wouldn't have really done anything, you see. So, but now we'll just keep going there in a wee bit. A lot of people are way down. Their energy levels of 4,000 and 5,000. I programmed myself to it before. I mean, to do that work is more than what the Zoom would take, the time we got here. So, we'll just play around here and we'll just raise them up. But I'll ask Susan's life force is at 100%. It tells me no. So then we go to conception. I mean, what I could do, I could just bring it forward from when it was 100% through to today, like to the present time. I could do that, but we'll see what happens here. Was Susan's life force at conception 100%? Yes. At birth, 100%? No. So something's happened between conception and birth. That's but what we'll do is all we do is just please bring Susan's life force from conception through to the present day. Do that now. This would be like a podcast, isn't it?
I love it when people do things, because it's great to talk and discuss, but when we've got a doing thing happening, I get a bit excited, and I'm just so sorry we don't have you on screen to see you, but it's happening anyway.
Well, all that's happening is the pendulum's going clockwise, and it's quite strong still. All right, now we just check now, you see, is Susan's life force 100%? Yeah. Now that issue that was somewhere is now not being a factor in her life, hopefully, and let's clear that up. So,
Great.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
All right. Does Susan have any demons attached to her mind or body or soul? No. Does she have any negative energies, entities, or non-beneficial spirits? She has non-beneficial spirits. So demons, you send them away, you lock them up, and you scramble the frequency so they don't return, because you don't want them. Negative energies, entities, and non-beneficial spirits are just souls that haven't gone past to the other side, basically. So you treat them a lot different. You just divine spirits send these energies and these non-beneficial spirits over to the other side where they belong. They have friends and family waiting to see them. They just haven't passed over. Go there now. And my pendulum's going in the clockwise again. It's in the positive. So does Susan have any negative energies, entities, or non-beneficial spirits attached to her mind, her body, or soul? And it's telling me no. See, that's checking up that the job's been done. If you're ever going to deal with demons, you could find that this person's got either very strong demons or lots of them. So what I do in that case is say that somebody's got 20 demons on them, and I say, Divine Spirit, can you remove all these demons? And it will most likely tell me no. And then I ask, can you remove 10 of them? Oh, sorry, 10 of the weakest demons, not just the demons, 10 of the weakest, because you're always dealing with the weakest until you get right through to finish. And then it says yes, well, you can go ahead and do it. If it says no, you've got to go down to 6 or 5 or whatever it is, and then work your way up. And then you might find at the finish you're dealing with just one demon at a time. But you've got to make sure that the Divine Spirit can do his work, because if he hasn't got the ability to do his work, you're just going to make the demon stronger, and you're not going to succeed. And then when you get down to 1 or 2 or whatever it is left, you ask, can you remove all demonic forces from this person's mind, the body, the soul, always mind, body, soul. And if they say yes, we'll go ahead and do it. If it's no, well, you've got to go down. But, if it says yes, tell them that you remove all demonic forces from it, because you might have missed something, or something. So that's how you remove them. So there were negative energy, non-beneficial spirits attached to Susan. Right, I'm just taking Susan off the blockages one here and putting her on the energy building. So
I think what David's doing is using similarly to this graph.
Yeah.
Where he'll now explain what you do, please, David. You write their name on a piece of paper, is that correct?
Yep. Yes, just
so
Susan.
Can you explain what you've done?
I've taken Susan's name on a
Yes.
piece of paper and put it onto the Sanjivani blockages.
Yes.
Which if you look through and you'll find it, DS16 is the number of the graph. And then I'll put Susan's name on that. And then I let the energies, the blockages come out. And then I put them on I've got the rosette, which is it's a bit different from the one you've got, but it's the same really, but this one's got 16 spikes on it, not 8.
Okay. Oh, right.
And but it's got other energies in it too. With those ones you've got in the book are for a certain illness, basically.
Right.
Yeah. But this is just a high energy boost. This one. Now Susan's energy vibration levels 60,000 or more, 70,000 or more, 65,000 or more, 64, 63, 62. There you go. She's at 62 now.
From 22, was it? Excellent.
Yeah. So what happens now is, I mean, Susan could go out doing healing work now. At 22,000, it was all right. She could do healing work too. But some people go out and their energies are, say, 10,000, and then somebody comes in to be healed, and theirs is 15,000. Well, what happens in the exchange between the healer, because each becomes part of the other, then the healer goes up to 12.5, and the client goes down to 12.5. So really, you've done the client a disservice by not having your energy levels high.
So Lou's asking, who do we need to ask? Just the divine spirit, God, the creator, the cosmos, or?
Well, it's all the same.
Yeah.
The higher self, the divine spirit, the God. I mean, you talk about God and someone says, "Oh, I don't believe in God." Well, I mean, when you get into trouble, who are you going to talk to if you don't believe in him? So it's that's what I think. So yeah.
One of the things I do, I work as an energy worker, if that's the right word, although it works through me, not from me. I've put a caveat that I only work with the highest and the best, and nothing less will come through. And in that way, you're only getting the highest and the best frequencies from divine source and higher self going through to divine source.
And the other one is at the other end, that's the one I use, is for the good of all. That's the name of the book, and that's why. Yeah.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
So that means that only the good are getting the energy. So.
Have you completed with Susan?
I think so.
Did you want to do one more, or shall we carry on?
Thank you, David.
Pardon, Susan, how are you?
I just said thank you. Thank you, David. Oh, that's great. Yeah, feel good.
Good.
So
Yeah.
be like,
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I'll have a wee look. Yeah. I'll check Susan's chakras. Now, when I
Sure.
check a chakras, I just put my hand out. My hand's out like a handshake at the moment, and that's for the crown chakra. And I go crown chakra, and my pendulum is going anti-clockwise. And then I go third eye, and it goes clockwise. And then I go throat, and then it goes anti-clockwise, heart clockwise, solar plex anti-clockwise, sacral, and base. No, your chakras are good. And that's how I mean, I don't teach people that because I'm not quite sure that that's the way they would be doing, because they might all go clockwise for every chakra, but that's what I find with mine.
And that talks about the balance of the yin yang, positive, negative, the snaking up of the kundalini through the chakras. That kind of makes perfect sense, David. And Yvonne, thank you so much for showing people what David's doing. That's brilliant. Thank you. Appreciate it. That's great. So, Rose, would you like to have a session? Is that why your hand is up?
Yes, I'd love to.
Thank you. So we have Rose here, David.
All right. Righto, Rose.
Hi.
What I'm going to check is your chakras first. All right.
Okay.
Crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar plex, sacral, base. Now, I have something with your heart chakra.
Okay.
Yeah. So, first of all, I'm going to heal that. I just come down here. I've got a person in front of me here, like a drawing, and I'm just coming down through the head, and I just wait till I do with my finger, my index finger, and I'm coming down the body, and I come chakra, and it going into the negative. So I just put my finger on the chart, and now the pendulum is going quite strongly in the negative. So what's happening is it's drawing the energy out. Your fingers are positive, negative. Now, men's index finger is negative and woman's is positive. And the second finger is men's are positive and woman's are negative. So a woman, so what you're doing is you're drawing out with your negative finger, and you're putting energy back in with your positive finger. Now, I'm just letting this is still going, still taking energy out. Slowing down now. And now I'm swapping fingers. I've got the second finger there, the positive one, and I'm putting energy back in.
Can you please repeat the fingers as to negative and positive, David, for everybody?
Right. Males, their fingers, the index finger is negative, and the second finger is positive, the third finger is negative, and the fourth finger is positive. It's the opposite way around with ladies. Ladies' index finger is positive, and the second finger is negative. So when ladies start off, they start off with their second finger. Because what you're doing is you're drawing the energy out. And then you just swap it over again. Now I'm going back to the index finger. And I'm drawing energy out again. You just keep going till it stops drawing energy out with that negative finger. And then I use the positive finger. Now I'm back to the negative, and it's not very strong now, so it's just cleared, I think. Yeah. Now I'll use the positive finger, see if it takes any in. No. Now that chakra is clear. Well, we'll check up, won't we? Crown, third eye, throat, heart. Yep, good.
Great, thanks.
Right, Rose's energy vibration levels, 30,000 or more. 20,000 or more, 10,000 or more. Yeah, 10,000 or more. No, righto. 8,000 or more, 9. Yes, 10,000. Righto. We're going to start you from 10,000. Now this is. I'll just put you on the blocker just for a start off. And we'll just let that run, and then we'll check other things. Rose's life force is at 100%. Very good. It is 100%. That's good.
Wow.
Yeah. Does Rose have any demons attached to her mind, her body, or soul? Does she have 10 or more? Does she have 5 or more? It tells me there's more than 5. Or there's 5 or more. So what I'm going to do, there was not, she never had 10. So I start at 9. Does she have 9 or more? Does she have 9, sorry? No, 8. Yes, she's got 8. And now this is where, Divine Spirit, can you remove all demonic forces from Rose's mind, her body, or soul? Can you remove 6 of the weakest? Yes, can. All right. Divine Spirit removes 6. See, I'm not doing this at all, no, because I don't want to be involved. All I want to do is just pass the energy through. Remove 6 of the weakest demonic forces from Rose's mind, her body, or soul. Do that now. And this is where you send them away and you lock them up and you scramble their frequencies so they don't return. And that's all in that book, Techniques That Work for Me.
This is all,
what do we say?
it's all being done with the pendulum, guys.
Yeah. Divine Spirit, can you remove all demonic forces from Rose's mind, her body, or soul? No. Divine Spirit, can you remove? Are there 4 or more demons attached to Rose's mind? 4, 3, 2. Well, you must have some fairly powerful ones here. Divine Spirit, remove the weakest demonic force from Rose's mind, her body, or soul. Do that now. Send it away, lock it up, scramble its frequency so it don't return. Divine Spirit, is there 2 or more, still checking, is there 2 or more demons attached to Rose's mind, body, soul? Is there 1? Yeah, see, we know there's 1. Well, we knew that before we checked, but we still check. Now we say, remove all demonic forces from Rose's mind, body, soul. Do that now. Send them away, lock them up, scramble the frequencies so they don't return. Do that now. Divine Spirit, does Rose have any demons attached to her mind, her body, or soul? No. And I think with those gone, Rose, that your energy vibration levels are going to shoot up quite a bit. So I'm just going to check them now. Rose's energy vibration level is 25,000 or more. See? It's the demons that have been holding you back.
That is brilliant, David. Thank you so much. That's brilliant.
Is it 30,000 or more? 29, 28, 27, 26. So you're going to 26 already.
Wow.
Do I have any other negative entities attached?
I'll have a wee look. Yep. I'll put you back on the blockages. Does Rose have any negative energies, entities, or non-beneficial spirits attached to her mind or body or soul? No. And the other one I'm going to look at right now is geopathic stress at your house. This is your house. Geopathic stress. Yeah.
So can you tell us what you're doing? Because you can't show us. What are you actually doing?
I've got a piece of paper here, and I'm going up the side of it looking for ley lines, negative ley lines on your property. And it tells me that there is quite a few. And these, what happens is, well, the next, I'll do your bed. This is your bed, and I'm looking at a piece of paper here, and it's, I imagine your pillows are at the far end away from me. So then I go up, geopathic stress. This is in the bed.
So he pulls his finger over the space and he can find out where the troubles are. So do you feel a stickiness with your finger when you do that? How do you know where it is?
No, the pendulum goes in the anti-clockwise.
Oh, thank you.
But I tell you what, your bed is in the right place, so don't touch anything there. Because I can't see any, there's no negative stress, negative energies there. Or geopathic stress, but the house has got it.
I live in a rented flat in a block of flats.
Yeah. Well, this will go right through from the top to the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just your area.
You're going to need to move to New Zealand now, Rose.
Yes, I want to. I'm just waiting for the RV.
Righto, Rose. This geopathic stress, I'm going to remove it right now. And all I'm doing is putting my hand over the piece of paper and remove all geopathic stress from Rose's property now. And the ones above you and below you will get cleared too. If that's what it is. Yeah.
And this is something we can all do, guys. David's showing us what we are capable of doing as well. So sorry, David, carry on.
Yeah, that's fine. No, I'm busy here. Getting rid of all this stuff.
It's not my property, it's just a flat.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. It's where you stay. Yeah. Transmute all geopathic stress into the energies of love and positive power. Do that now. That's just tidying up.
See how David is commanding, but he's doing it with love. He's doing it for the good of all.
Geopathic stress. There you go, Rose. That's clear.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Yeah. Hey, those ones with a pencil and a piece of paper, just write this down. And if you use this all the time, because you were talking about commanding, I'll just read it out to you. The healing presence of spirit. The healing presence of spirit is in. And then it might be the person's name, it might be the whole body, it might be their ankle, it might be the shoulder, whatever is hurting. Just put ... because you're commanding that this healing presence of spirit is in this person's body. And then the last word you use is now. Where are you living, Rose?
In Austria.
Oh, yeah.
In Europe.
Yep.
On the Slovakian border.
Oh, yeah. Good. Yeah, because I mean, this is just, see, all it is a connection between yourself and me. And that's how the healing works. I mean, I get an email once a week, somebody for somewhere in the world gets a healing. And that's how it's done. It's just, you just take it that it's me and you making a connection. Righto, Rose's energy vibration level, so they 40,000, 35,000 or more, 39, 38. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, great.
Yeah, just about perfect. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, David. How are you feeling, Rose?
Oh, much, much better.
Wow. I can imagine
Great.
after all of that being released. Oh my goodness. I mean,
Yeah,
talk about angels and demons.
I felt
Dan
Yeah.
really
Brown's
bad
got
this
nothing on
morning.
this lot.
I felt really bad before. I feel much better. Thank you. Thank you.
Does Rose have any demons attached to her property? No. Negative energies, entities, or non-beneficial spirits? No. No.
That's brilliant. Well, radionics, David. We're learning more the importance of copper and other metals. We're hearing so much about copper having antibacterial properties, being an amazing conductor of energy, and used also in electroculture and technology. Our water pipes used to be copper, and most of our older hot water cylinders were of the same metal. Someone knew a thing or two. Can you speak about the importance of metals, particularly copper, and your healing technique with this modality?
Yeah, well, I've been you get copper granules, they call it, and I've been making them up into wee bottles, or like just not too big, and putting them on that rosette. But I've been energizing them before that, and and that's the energy that I'm getting to raise Rose's and Susan's energy vibration levels. But the other one, I've just been trying out a few clear crystals, and I seem to have a bit more. They hold a bit more energy than the copper. But the copper is good because what the copper does, you can raise the energy vibration levels of copper, so it's well up. I think all these 16 here, I'll tell you what they are. It's the energy vibration levels of this rosette, 4 million or more, 5 million or more, 4.5, 4.25, 4.2, 4.1, about 4.1, a bit over 4 million. So that's, and we're only talking about putting you at about 30,000. So that's the difference. But then I think the crystals will be able to better that. So
it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? I mean,
that's what I'm and that's what I'm working on. I got a wee bag of crystals here, and I got a safety pin in it, and I've charged them up, but then I put them inside my shirt, and I hook the safety pin around one of the buttons and do it up again, and just leave it hanging there. Yeah.
Crystals are amazing for the frequencies they can hold, the information they hold,
yeah.
and what they can bring through.
I've never used them before. Like I thought, oh, crystals, that's money, probably.
Oh no,
But then
they're powerful.
when I see them stack up with the copper, the copper's good. The other one that I use is turmeric for holding energies.
Yes.
And that's and they're good too. So I've got a whole Sangiovese. I've got about 60 or 70 combinations, I think it is, of different things you can, like the combinations of different energies that come together to heal flu or whatever it is. And I made them up, that would be a year ago, with turmeric in a small bottle. And
so can you please explain, with the sheet of paper and someone's name, how that works with these little bottles? Because we can't see what you're doing. I know what you mean, but for our beautiful
what it is,
here,
I talk about the blockage.
Yep.
And that was just one. That's just one thing for blockages. But we'll go to here. We'll go to Sangiovese combination number 1. And this is, no, wait a minute, we'll do, oh no, here's one for blood pressure. SSC9. Now it's got blood pressure, liver, circulatory system, sinuses, veins and arteries, blood, anemia, anemia, spleen, awareness, vaccine antidote. Now that's all those. There's 4, 4, 8, 9, 10 of them, and they're
so they're like spokes on a wheel, David, with the wee circles at the outside.
And they all come into one middle, and that's where you put.
So someone could maybe draw a graph going out in a star shape with circles on the outside. Put these little bottles that they can buy copper filings or pieces of copper or turmeric charged with their name in the middle, would you suggest?
No. What you do is, in this case, you put the turmeric in the middle.
Okay.
And that absorbs all those energies I talked about, absorbs them into the turmeric. And then this is the other one, which is the card for multiplication and broadcasting of Sangiovese. Card for multiplication and broadcasting of it. And this is just 2 circles, and there's a line drawn between the 2 of them. And
what do you mean by multiplication, David?
Multiplication is all like the multiplication, all those ones I gave you about on that number 9.
So frequency levels. You're talking about frequency levels?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can put all different codes into the turmeric. And then it says sample. And so you put your turmeric on the sample, and then you have a piece of paper with the person's name, and you put it in the output.
You put it where?
It's a sample. One circle is sample. You can do this just on a piece of paper. Draw 2 circles apart, and then put a line between the 2 of them from center to center. That makes
sense. That could be easier for people until we can see what you're doing.
Yeah.
So 2 circles with the line joining them.
Yes.
One of them.
You can do that. And write sample under one.
Yes.
And under the other, write output. And then you put sample. That's what you've got in the turmeric. This one here is loaded to number. I've got one here. It's loaded to number 5. I'll tell you what it is. 9, 4, 5. It's bedwetting combination, and it's got 5. It's got bedwetting. It's got muscles. It's got scars of abuse, fears, eradication, liver, and vaccine antidotes. They seem to be quite good on vaccine antidotes. But, and this, I mean, I've had these for 3 years, I suppose. So that's what's in this sample that I've got in front of me here. And then you put the person's name on a piece of paper and you put it on the output side. Because if you write your name there, anytime you use it again, it's always going to the same person. So you put it on a piece of paper.
Thank you so much. We know energy works out of and through the space-time matrix, so it's quantum. Can you, you can't show us. Can you tell us,
oh, well,
can you tell us how to remove blockages? I know you've been doing that now, but with distant healing, energizer protocols to a person, animal, place, or thing.
Well, all you got to do is, if you haven't got this, like, I mean, I'm using this chart at the moment, but all you got to do is put your pendulum in negative, which is the no, and that's anti-clockwise. And then all you do is say, remove all blockages from so-and-so's mind, the body, the soul. So if that would be just effective as what we're doing here.
Right. So you could do that for an animal or a place or a thing as
anything.
well.
House, anything. Yeah.
That's beautiful. So guys, you can use that with your loved ones, with your pets, your fur babies. Place.
Remove all energy blocks from the mind, the body, the soul.
Now, what about a place, David?
No, yeah, the same. But then after that, you do that, and of course, I'm putting these on the rosette, you know, the energy in. So then you go in the clockwise or the positive. Go in the positive because you're using positive energy. And it's raise the energy vibration levels raise so-and-so's energy vibration levels to the highest appropriate level and for the good of all.
Beautiful.
Notice the good of all.
Yes,
definitely.
definitely.
And you might do that 3 times.
You're giving us a lot to work with, David, which is wonderful. We're going to have you back, I think, though, when you get your visuals sorted. Can we talk about cutting psychic cords? You've shown us how to remove negative entities, but can we talk about cutting psychic cords, please? Or anything
they're easy.
We have felt a psychic cord attachment for something that's happened in the past or from a person. How do we do that?
You just chop your hand, have an open hand, and just chop down the person's, and they're standing up. Just chop down the front and the back, and
Front and back of what, David? The front and back of the person.
The person. No, the person. What you're doing is cutting the cord.
So can you just explain exactly what you do with that person, please?
Well, pretend you've got an axe in your hand and you're going down the front, cutting the cords off. And you just do it with your hand. Just go down.
Do you say anything in the process?
Well, yeah, you can if you like, but I mean, your intention is to cut cords. Yeah, that's what you're doing. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Don't say, oh, I might wonder if I can cut these cords. Don't say that.
No.
Yeah.
Again, it's a command, isn't it?
Always a command. Yeah.
Yeah. It's keeping our sovereignty and commanding. I think that's so important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our bodies are 70% water-based. Yeah. Knowing this, and we did a wee bit earlier, can you talk about the obvious benefits of charging up water for our bodies, pets, and plants, and how you achieve this? Well, we know you've achieved it talking about colour being wrapped around. Is there anything else you want to say around that?
Well, it's just the same as blessing food, really. You just bless the water. Yeah. But don't ever curse the water,
No.
because that energy will stay with it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
so
talked about
nice. Yeah.
you talked about taking us through a colour meditation. Are you happy to do that, David?
Taking people through a meditation.
Yeah, we talked about a colour meditation that you would like to do. Is that on the cards or not?
Oh, I don't know if I don't do any meditation.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Not to worry.
Yeah,
Is there anything else?
But what you're looking for, I think what you're looking for is the colour that you need. And I mean, even if you just said, do I need blue, or do I need green, or do I need yellow? And if it says yes, it'll either say no or yes. So if it says yes, just do something about it. You know, wear a bit of that colour, or as I say in the bottle. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
No, when I meditate, I just go to sleep. Yeah.
You're going into the higher realms to do it, David.
Well, I mean, I go to the dentist, and the next thing I get a prick in the side of the arm. Oh, well, he's finished. And that's not with any injections or anything. So,
David, is there anything else you'd like to discuss before we open up to questions from everyone?
Oh, well, no, I don't. I mean, you could pick up anything, like a bit of paper, and read it, and it would tell you what to do. You know, like, I mean, not only have I got books, I got pieces printed off all over the place here, and I'm just, oh, here's one. There's this 8 healing steps. Man says it's impossible, but with God, all things are possible. You can be healed by God, who created you. Healing principle is number 2. Healing principle flows through your mental patterns of thought and imagery, bringing all things you wish into manifestation. If you believe something, it will manifest. Whether or not you are consciously thinking of it, believe only in that which heals, blesses, and inspires you. Exalt the power of God in the midst of you, and you will stop the spread of any disease in your body. The thankful heart is close to God. But I mean, you could call him the divine or whatever. Let all your prayers be made known with praise and thanksgiving. You're spiritually blind when you don't know that thoughts are things, that what you feel you attract, and in what you image you become. Vision is spiritual, eternal, and indestructible. A wonderful prayer for the eyes is to affirm regularity. I see better spiritually, mentally, and physically. Number 8, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. So that, you know, I mean, you take any of these things. This is, there is only one healing power. It is called by many names, such as, this is God, infinite healing, presence, nature, divine love, divine providence, the miraculous healing power, life principle. So, I mean, you can call it all those things. And these are the things that you just, I mean, even if you just did a wee article on something, as a short message to people. Yeah.
Beautiful, David. That's beautiful.
David,
where can people find your book? Where would they go to buy your book?
Amazon. But
so, For the Good of All.
For the Good of All. And you go to www.selfhealingcenter.com.
Thank you.
But
And I
don't do it.
believe you're on Facebook as
Don't
well.
do it. Don't do it till next week, because we're going to make sure that site's going properly.
Thank you. And you're on
And that's
Facebook.
that'll come from Amazon. Yeah.
And you're on Facebook.
Half.
Okay, we'll leave that one. If people want to get in touch with you, how do they do that?
They can email me at
What is your email, please?
DAVIDWILLOCKS and it's all lowercase.
And what services, I mean, we've talked a lot about what you do. What services do you offer, David?
Well, I could just about energy healing and clearing.
Brilliant. Anything else you want to add to that?
Energy follows thought. We've talked about that. See, here's a cancer treatment. That's just a few words here. Spin out unwanted energy anti-clockwise. Now, this is what we do. Now fill void with forgiveness of self, gratefulness, gratitude for the learning experience of cancer. Spin pendulum clockwise.
When you say spin out, do you spin the body or the pendulum?
No, sorry, it's the pendulum. Anti-clockwise,
Okay.
yeah.
David, are you happy to open up to any questions?
Yeah.
Okay. So if anyone has any questions, if you would like to raise your hand, please. Rose, is your hand raised for a question, or was that from your healing?
No, I have a question.
Okay.
Yes, Rose. Yeah.
Go for it.
I have a question about copper. I've been tested of having too much copper in my body and that it's detrimental to my health. What can I do about that?
You could probably just do like that cancer one I've just mentioned, just anti-clockwise and remove all surplus copper from my body now.
Okay.
That's just doing it yourself. I don't know that. Well, I don't tell any people what to take or anything to counteract it or anything. I just move the energy. So, yeah, that's what I would do. Just
So
remove all
anti-clockwise?
surplus because you got to have some of it. Remove all surplus copper from my mind, my body, my soul now. You could probably do that in the, where's this one? The presence here. In the presence, in the healing presence of spirit is in Rose's body now. And then remove all surplus copper from my mind, my body, my soul. Try that.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Does
Thank you.
anyone else have any questions for David? Andy?
I don't actually have a question. I just want to say thank you very much. And although we couldn't see what you're doing, the description was amazing. And just to witness the healings and the changes and the energy was just wonderful. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think probably without the screen, I thought I could sort of describe it then. Yeah.
I don't actually think it made a huge amount of difference. If you follow
No, neither do I. Yeah. I think you might have got a better presentation without my dial.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes pictures can distract, but I certainly followed every word that you were saying, and it made complete sense. And those links to the website you put out before, the sanjivini.org.
Yeah.
I've just downloaded all the chapters of the book, so it'll keep me busy for a while. Far out, there's like 40 megabyte files in there. I thought, no, thank you very much, David. That was wonderful. I really, really enjoyed that, and I can't wait for next time when we can actually see what you're up to.
Yeah, well, see, with that, I mean, with doing that, you can do your own stuff, because that's what they're doing in India. I mean, that's flat out there.
The Grace Techniques book, I see on page, I think it was 35 from memory, there was a pendulum dowsing chart.
Yes.
How does that sort of work in a nutshell?
Yeah, that chart there. I've actually got two great big ones here I was going to show you tonight. Like this. Yeah, it's got that same same chart on it. Basically, you would use it. You could use it for the yes or the no. As you see at the top there, there's the minus and the plus.
Yes.
And then the percentage. Like, if you want to find out the percentage of anything, you would go from the top, from the yes there around to the 100. That's your percentage.
Yes, yep.
And you don't really need to use the bottom so much. I mean, I don't use this chart. I just, but that, and then, on your degrees and stuff, if you're looking at degrees, you go right around it. But then if you're looking for, say you're looking for your pH or something, and you would say that, all right, that where the yes is, that's 6.4 to 7 or something, where, it was within the range that you wanted. And then you just check it, like you would put your pendulum, you swing it to and fro in the idle position, but you'd swing it out on the about 30 degrees out to the right or the left, because, and then that brings it back to there. And if it comes back to there, it's all right. And then if it goes back further, you know that you're too acid, or your alkaline would be left, and your alkaline right, sorry, and your acid left. And you just see basically there. But if you're in between 6.4 and 7.2 or something, it's all right. So
there's been people in this group that have been to other countries and doused their way with a pendulum, like map reading and things like that. How does that work? Is it the divine energy flowing through them and the pendulum?
Yeah, well, what it is, it's an energy that comes out, basically, I would think it comes out of your shoulder and down through to your hand. That's basically how it works.
Divine energy, anyway.
Sorry?
Divine energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, right. I can tell you that right where I'm sitting now, I got the computer in front of me, and we've been in this place for a year, and I said, no, I'm not feeling the best. So I got my divining rod out, and I went through the lounge. This is the lounge, and that's bad energy. And then I went one way and found the edge of it, and then I come back the other way and found the edge of it. And there's a gap about 3/4 of a meter strip, and it's going right through where I'm sitting at the computer. And then through the wall is the bedroom. So I went up to the bedroom and I checked there, and it was half of in my half of the bed, this strip was going through. There's an underground stream under here. That's not good. So beyond the bedroom's the garage. So I went out there, and I've got some quartz stones, like they're white quartz stones, which I pick up here in New Zealand. And I just put a row of them on the garage floor, and that cut the energy off. It was just about 6 or 8 of these in a row. They're just sitting on the garage floor. They've cut that energy off. So that's how easy it is to cut them.
So can you please talk about, David, geopathic stress relating to underground streams, how that
Yeah,
can affect?
Underground streams are, well, there could be, you know, stuff further up the stream that's polluting it, like bodies or something, you know, or, you know, could be all negative energies, but or it could be a mineral that's in the water, or the other one is when two streams cross each other. That's like the geopathic stress, and those are the things that you just, you know, you got to stop. And I know in New Zealand here there are lots of people sleeping in these, because you sleep there 8 hours, you see, on this bad energy. And what happens is your immune system's fighting the bad energy, and it doesn't renew your any damage that you've done through the day. It doesn't do this proper repair work. So it doesn't give you cancer or illness or anything, but it contributes to the fact that you get it. So that's you know, you just clear that energy.
So importance, guys, of clearing the energies of your bed as well. So taking that piece of paper that David was talking about and putting your finger around and sussing out where those energies are that are interfering, and command that energy be cleared so you get a good night's sleep.
I think in that case you might be best to give me an email and I can check it for you.
Fabulous.
Because it's not the type of thing I would say that many people can do.
Okay.
They can do it with training. I mean, I started off doing geopathic stress with copper wires in the ground out around the section.
Good idea.
And then I put wee chips of copper wire on a piece of paper, and I found out where the energy was going through and put that on. I mean, you can try, and then let me know. And it's the same with demons. I mean, if there's a big pile of demons, you want somebody else to do the work for you.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's being safe, it's being professional, it's doing it properly.
Yeah, well, it's not. It's
with
just
people that know.
Yeah. I mean,
Absolutely.
you can train people to do it, but it's just that I've been playing around with. I mean, I've found 70 and 100 demons on people, so it's, you know, when you got 20, you think you got a lot, but no.
Yeah.
I just had one more further for someone who didn't have any questions. This is quite weird. David, when you're working with people, especially remotely or internationally, I mean, Rose is halfway across the world.
Yeah.
How does that work? Is it like a discernment, or is it just spirit working on your behalf? How do you tune into that person's energy signature?
Well, I'm just sending the divine spirit to that person. Okay. See, basically the divine spirit's up there. And all you got to do is bring a wee piece of it there and send it to somebody.
Wow. Awesome. That answers the question. I thought that
when you do that, you do it as though you know what you're doing. Like, I mean, even if you don't know what you're doing, you got to sort of fake it till you make it.
Well, I take it you'd have quite significant faith when you do this kind of work, especially internationally or across borders or whatever. So
Yeah.
you know that energy is going to work.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's why I do it. Yeah, because I know it's going to work. Yeah. Well, that's basically how you should approach it.
Awesome.
As I said, you command it to go, and you command that, or no, you say that person is healed.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Good.
Thank you, Andy. So we'll take one more question and then we'll close for the evening. So Rose, do you have another question?
Yes, sorry. There is an underground stream under the house where I live. What you did with me earlier on, would that have affected it in a positive way? So it doesn't affect me anymore?
Well, wasn't affecting you anyway because you never had the geopathic stress in the bed, did you?
No, but I've got an underground stream
Yeah.
under half of my flat. It's not the bedroom, it's the other part.
Underground stream. No, yeah, but it's positive energy.
Oh, okay.
It's not
Great.
it's not showing up here as negative.
Super.
Does
Thanks a
Rose
lot,
have
because-
an underground? All right. Does Rose have an underground stream under her property? Yes. Is the water in this stream potable? Yes. So being potable, I mean, you could put a pipe down there and take that water out and drink it. That's what potable
Okay.
means. Yeah.
So it's been changed because I know it was negative some time ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Well,
Thanks ever so much.
somebody's probably done something to it. Or, yeah.
Yeah, well, we changed. It was through my bedroom at one time, and we changed that. But I don't know whether the rest is affecting me negatively or not. That's what I didn't know.
What do you do over there?
I'm retired.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
70 years old.
Oh yeah, that's quite young.
And I'm retired. But
Yeah, good on you.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Working
I
on
don't think
myself a lot.
I don't think that water's affecting you.
Okay, great. Thanks ever so much.
Yeah, good, Rose.
Thank you, Rose. David, I'd like to thank you so much for coming on. It's such a shame we couldn't see you because there were a few more questions I had around show us, etc. So I'd love to have you back on again when you get your visuals sorted.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It just hasn't really stopped me from doing what I.
No, we've had a brilliant evening, and I
Yeah.
so appreciate everything you've done to tell us what you do, how you do it, and the effects. And thank you so much for allowing a couple of our beautiful soul family members
Here we
to
are.
participate with that.
Yeah.
So I'd like to say thank you to everyone for joining on the Cosmic Cuppa this evening. I hope this has helped you in your start to more of pendulum understanding and a little bit of radionics as well with copper, turmeric, etc. So if you are watching this on YouTube, please like, share and subscribe. Peace on earth starts with you. It starts with me. So good night, everyone.